Happy Life, chapter 54. Be kind and good without becoming subservient. Humility is a lofty virtue that does not coexist with vile situations. Incorruptible, humility enriches people with spiritual values that make them strong in their apparent weakness and powerful in their poverty. Socrates, Christ, and Gandhi are humility's greatest examples and evolution's most beautiful exponents. Stricken down by crazy murderers, they prefer to die rather than to yield, remaining immortal in their grand victory. There is so much that we could talk about when it comes to humility. It is, as the gospel says, one of the most rare and difficult virtues to acquire here in our planet. And why is that? Because it is the absolute opposite of pride, of self-centeredness, of living our lives focused on our best interests, on our interests above all other interests. So humility is the ability to make yourself small without losing sight of your value. It's the ability to understand how small you are in the context of the universe, how all the importance that we think and we give ourselves that is ego-driven, it's really like a fake thing. It's an illusion of grandiosity. We are truly, really small, and yet incredibly divine, beautiful, and special. It is the balance, this combination, that allows one to feel small, to be small, relatively small, without feeling less, without feeling threatened, without being constantly in a competition with others. So all these spirits, they felt that they were small. Jesus was in full obedience and in completely resignation and acceptance of God's wills. God is the big one. So relatively speaking, he was small, and yet he was full and at all times in deep connection with his divinity. But because he didn't feel that he was superior, better, or different than any of us, he could walk with us, he could receive our attacks, he could be murdered, all of them were, without feeling personally attacked. They, because they were, all of them, connected with their essence, with the divine. Now, taking this away from this more philosophical approach to humility, there are some very little things that we can do in our day-to-day so we can teach our kids, right? I was with my son this week, and he got into an argument, and he was wanting to show the boy who was the strongest one, and the teacher that he was upset with, that he perceived to be treating him unfairly. And I sat down with him and I said, listen, you want to be big, really strong, really courageous, then you need to learn to be little. And by that I mean, you're going to go back, you're going to apologize to your teacher. A lot of times in life, even though we think we are right, it's more important that we are able to apologize and to put things aside, because relationships are more important than anything else. And regardless if she's right or not, she's your teacher and she's someone who deserves your respect. So if you go to her and you apologize for the way you spoke and you explain to her a little bit of your feelings, I'm sure that she will see you big. Although you're making yourself small, feels that you are getting small, but you're showing the true grandiosity of your soul. That is to recognize your own humanity, your own limitations, and to connect at this level, which is the level that we all are, right? So again, there are plenty of situations in our life that will give us an opportunity to practice that, whether spontaneously or through discipline, but that will certainly make our lives better and our living easier and happier.